You want to know something interesting about John Jones? What's interesting about John Jones is that he has never missed a full calendar year of competition, of fighting, of being in an octagon and fighting. From the very start of his career in 2008, like his pro career in 2008, he has never missed a year. He's fought in 2008, 2009, 2010, etc., etc. From the Daniel Cormier fight in 2015 till like 2016, 2017. It looked like he'll fight again before this year, and so like he'll continue his streak of fighting every single year of his career, despite like hitting that one with his car and getting out and running to the desert, despite being finding cocaine in the system, despite the marijuana, despite all these different things that he's done and like all these different suspensions that he's had, he still managed to fight in every single calendar year. Yeah, he's been suspended for 18 months, 15 months, this type of months, etc., etc. Got a belt stripped, but he's fought in every single year. So it might seem like he's been inactive, but really at this point in his career, with all the stuff he's accomplished, though you might have an asterisk on it now, at this point in his career, he's not going to be fighting 3 times a year. He'll be fighting maybe 2 times a year maximum. So he's still been fighting just about as much as anybody else in his position would, maybe even more than some people in his position. Because some people get to the top of their career and they just start saying, I already accomplished just about as much as I could. I defended my belt a lot of time. I'm already one of the best champions in the sport's history. So now let me just make these super fights. So at this point, John Jones really could just do super fights. He doesn't even have to sit on a belt. He's already shown that he could defend a belt several times and do it dominantly. So it's not like he necessarily needs to sit on a belt. He could just take super fights, win belts, give up belts, and just do stuff like that. So one fight a year really is just about where he's at anyway. So despite people thinking he's been missing so much, he's been active enough and he's been having big fights and he's been winning. He never hasn't lost officially yet. Well, he lost. Well, technically lost to Matt Hamill. I'm saying he's still been active. He still has that. Every time he comes back, he gets a big fight. So what I'm saying, like basically, he hasn't missed a step as much people think he has. He's been very active for all the things he's done. Because a lot of other people have been suspended for 3, 4 years, and you really would have felt them being gone. Where John Jones, you seem like he's been gone, but he really hasn't been gone. He's been around the whole time. Whether he's been talking or fighting, he's been around the whole time, making himself known. Except for that little bit of time where he was trying to bend off internet for like 4 months. I don't know, was it after he hit the lady or was it after the testing positive after the Cormier fight the second time? Yeah, I think it was one of those times where he was off the internet for a long period of time. But still, like I said, he's been competing every single year and it looks like he'll compete again. And I actually think it's been a good thing for him as well because he's been able to sit back, let Daniel Cormier kind of just make his legacy look even better because he's beat Daniel Cormier twice now. And the second time he was more dominant, even though it's turned to a no contest. He's been able to sit back and watch Daniel Cormier basically be great. And by Daniel Cormier being great, it makes John Jones look even greater. He took a matchup, went up a division where John Jones would never have went up and fought Stipe. He took on Stipe, destroyed Stipe, basically. Not destroyed Stipe, but he knocked Stipe out. But that's very dominant, knocked Stipe out cold. Like I said, something John Jones would never done. He took out some hard match. Like Rumble Johnson could have certainly been a hard matchup for John Jones. Maybe it could have been his kryptonite, or maybe been a bad matchup, or maybe been a guy to defeat John Jones. Potentially, I would pick John Jones to beat him. I'm saying he potentially could have been it because John Jones, despite how good his defense is, how good he is at winning, he does let himself get hit pretty significantly just about every fight. Well, at least like one big shot or a couple big shots here and there. And would he be able to take Rumble's power? Would he be able to deal with Rumble's speed early? Will Rumble be able to get him out early or something with that power and that speed? Maybe he would have. But Cormier matches up very well with Rumble Johnson because Cormier always has that solid chin and he responds well to taking damage. And he could act like pretty much like a shock absorber and just constantly march you down, discourage you, wrestle you, and submit you like he did against Rumble. Rumble doesn't do well when pressure, especially when his power fades and people will be able to handle his power, march him down. And that's what Cormier did both times. So Cormier was certainly pretty much Rumble Johnson's kryptonite all the way around. He's Rumble Johnson's kryptonite and he did it twice. For Alexander Gustafsson, who's already proven to be a tough matchup with John Jones. He had a tough matchup with Gustafsson, but he beat Gustafsson, so John Jones didn't have to worry about him. And both of those matches made John Jones look better. Like the Rumble Johnson fights and the Gustafsson fight made John Jones look better. And then Uzdemir could have been potentially a bad matchup for John Jones. Potentially, I don't think it would have been too much of a bad matchup, but certainly the weird power he has and the clinch and stuff. He could have had some opportunities against John Jones. Maybe he could have been a person to upset John Jones, maybe. But Dan Cormier, once again, somebody that has a lot of power. But once that they start getting marched down, somebody take their power, march them down. Somebody like a shock absorber like Cormier, who's technical and could pressure you and could outpace you, and take your damage and give it right back to you. They don't do well against that. And Cormier is their kryptonite, and he once again beat somebody kind of similar to Rumble Johnson, but not as good as Rumble Johnson. But he marched him down, submitted him, And that matchup made John Jones look good once again because he beat Daniel Cormier in the fashion that he beat Daniel Cormier. And that was like coming right off the Daniel Cormier getting head kicked by John Jones. So even with the PEDs or not the PEDs, people still kind of just revere John Jones as John Jones. Cause I don't know where they see, like, separate him from the drugs or keep him with the drugs, but they see John Jones as who he is in this very dangerous technical fighter and like one of the best of all time, if not the best, with an asterisk. Like, cause the asterisk gonna be there pretty much the rest of his career. Cause you can't be taken away. He tested positive. He's going back on his word, so the asterisk is going to remain on his career. Whether how much of importance that asterisk will have is to be determined, but it's certainly on there. But now, as far as John Jones, like I said, he's fought in enough as far as where he's at. He doesn't need to fight, try to work his way up to a title or do something different. He's already accomplished more than what, like 99.9% of the whole MMA as a whole of all fighters. So he doesn't need to fight that much. And when he's coming back, he'll get another title shot, whether it be for a vacant or interim title, or whether it be against Daniel Cormier or Gustafsson or somebody else. He's getting a title shot, and he's getting when he returns, and looking like he'll keep his streak on and fight once more before the year ends. And then maybe, hopefully, he doesn't test positive again, so we can see him fight some more. And maybe he'll fight twice in 2019. And then from there, hopefully all things go up. I like to see him fight. I don't like him to, like, people cheating and stuff, but I like to see him fight. And hopefully that stuff gets pushed in the past for once, for real this time, and like actually snuffed for real, and no more positive tests, no more snitching, no more none of this, and he can fight every single year, maybe twice a year, once a year, but at least not with the positive test. Like, I'm tired of that. That story is old now. Just make it to the cage and fight, and we'll have no problems. Don't test positive for nothing, and the whole MMA community will clap and enjoy his fights. And also, I hope that him testing positive for this stuff and been sitting on sidelines seeing other fighters be great helps him challenge himself to take these big fights, so it adds more excitement to those big divisions. Like him actually challenging heavyweights, maybe pursuing the heavyweight title, and not just sitting around in the light heavyweight division. Like, beat the best people in the light heavyweight division, then challenge people in the heavyweight division. If there's some big middleweights that are looking good, challenge them as well. So do things like that. But that's about all I got to say for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.